Somebody recently reached out and left a comment asking if I could talk about getting away from the supermarket soft drinks, the sodas, the prepackaged, drinks and whatnot that are filled full of sugar, sucralose, phosphoric acid, which is in pipe cleaner. I mean, there's a lot of garbage in most of the drinks that you're going to find on the supermarket shelves. Now, this individual asked me if I could talk about how to go about breaking the addiction to supermarket junk drinks, we'll call them, energy drinks, prepackaged juice and all that. And that's not necessarily something that's easy to answer because oftentimes people who drink this stuff habitually have made a habit out of it. A lot of the ingredients, at least from my perspective, based on my understanding of some of the ingredients in these soft drinks, especially the sodas, these drinks have been weaponized to they're highly addictive. That's why people who drink soda oftentimes drink it habitually, maybe 1 to 6 cans a day. I knew someone growing up that drank up to 12 sodas a day and did this for a long time. The stuff is addictive. I've said it once and I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the company's best interest to keep the consumer hooked to the product, and that's why these products, based on my research of these products and the ingredients contained therein, that's why they make these products addictive. It's to keep you coming back, just like a drug dealer wants you to keep coming back for his product. So it's a huge problem. Now, the problem with me trying to give people suggestions on how to break addictions is that I can do my best to inspire you. I can structure my words in ways to try to motivate you, but it's up to you to inevitably walk through that door. I can't help you walk through that door. That's how addiction works. I will, however, tell you the type of things that I drink throughout the day. I do not drink soda. I never drink soda. I do not drink energy drinks. I never drink energy drinks. There was a period where I did. I don't do that anymore. I've been off of energy drinks for a very long time with no intention of going back. There are better solutions to boosting your energy, ladies and gentlemen, and maybe later in the video we'll talk about that. But I don't drink bottled water unless I'm in a situation like I'm on vacation and that's all I have access to and I'm absolutely just thirsty beyond belief. I don't drink prepackaged store-bought juices and all the other BS. And I'd like to help you get to that point too, because not only is this stuff a waste of money, but it 9 times out of 10 is very damaging to your health and doesn't lead to you kind of just like creating a better foundation for your health. So what I do, you guys, is I drink a lot of water throughout the day, and sometimes I'll just drink plain filtered or distilled water, but lately I've been adding electrolytes back to my water. So you can get electrolyte drops on Amazon.com. You can find them at most health food stores, drops that have potassium, sodium, magnesium, you name it. You can drop a few of these into your water, and then you can replenish yourself with electrolytes. Electrolytes really have helped me feel more grounded in life. They help me have more energy, and it's just a good thing to do, is to keep your electrolytes up, especially if you're doing things like fasting or any rigorous detox protocol where you might start flushing some of your electrolytes out. So another thing about the electrolytes, you guys, is that when you add electrolytes back to your water, it usually tends to lead to you feeling more hydrated. For instance, if I go for a period of like maybe 4 days without adding some electrolytes to my water, whether it be the electrolyte drops or even some, pink Himalayan salt, which has electrolytes in it, if I go a period of time without the electrolytes, I'll find that I can drink a lot of water, but my mouth gets dry really quickly and I just don't feel as hydrated. So I drink filtered or distilled water lately with some electrolyte drops with the magnesium and whatnot in it and the potassium. But before that, I would do that occasionally, but I would usually just add some pink Himalayan salt to my water. Regardless of what you've been told about salt, salt is actually very beneficial if it's the right salt and if you consume it in the right ratios. It's when you consume excessive amounts of sodium from like processed foods and all the other bullshit. That's when you run into issues with sodium. But pink Himalayan salt, ladies and gentlemen, has natural minerals in it. You need adequate levels of sodium to produce stomach acid, hydrochloric acid. You need adequate levels of sodium in your system to have proper nerve communication. It keeps you hydrated. It keeps you feeling stable. And I think that that's due to the electrolytes in it. But a lot of people seem to think that salt is like the biggest enemy in the world. Should we not swim in the ocean because the ocean has salt in it? And you do absorb those minerals. You do absorb things transdermally through your skin when you swim in the ocean. So should we just never swim in the ocean? You absorb massive amounts of constituents through your skin when you put it on top of your skin or on your skin. So should we just not swim in the ocean? There's been such a disinformation campaign spread on so many very beneficial things, including sodium. So besides that, apparently I can't speak today. Besides that, what I'll do, you guys, is I've bought a multitude of different teas. This tea right here, in case you're wondering, this is Cistus incancus, also known as rockrose tea. Has, I think, like 70% more antioxidants than green tea. It has a wide spectrum of very beneficial polyphenols. This is used by the Klinghardt Institute to go about treating chronic infections and Lyme disease. This is an awesome tonic to have on a daily basis, in my opinion. And again, these are just my opinions. I'm not recommending these to anyone. I have to say that, otherwise I can get in trouble. But what I do, you guys, is I'll brew every other day or so, or every 2 to 3 days, depending on how much I'm drinking and how hot it is. I'll brew enough Cistus incancus tea to fill this cool little canister that my wife bought. She bought a few of these, and these just go in the fridge. And I prefer this drink chilled, ice cold. This is one of the most delicious tasting teas, especially, you guys, if you mix it with a few drops of the Omica Organic Liquid Stevia. This is the vanilla version. Let's see if I can get that to focus. This is absolutely, hands down, the best quality stevia I've ever had, and I think it's arguably probably the most, let's see if I can get that on camera, probably the greatest quality stevia on the market. Did I already say that? I might have already said that. But a lot of the stevia on the market, especially the stuff from your supermarkets, not going to name any names, but it's white powder, and it's reconstituted, and it's just not high quality. A lot of the antioxidants and beneficial compounds are stripped out of it. So this has a little bit of alcohol in it, you guys. There was a period for a long time when because those who watch my channel know that at one point I was an alcoholic. And for the first 2 or 3 years, I believe, of me being sober, I would even refuse to consume things like tinctures that had a little bit of alcohol in it, but this is a very negligible amount. It's not going to do anything. So I put about 2 drops of that, or give or take, in a drink about that big. But again, this is the Omica Organics Stevia. I love this company. They have one of the best shower filters on the market. That's about $100. I have them in my Amazon store. I wish this camera would focus. Spend all this money on this webcam and it won't focus. But whatever. One of the greatest companies, again, on the market, in my opinion. They have all sorts of great products. They have a vanilla stevia, which is in my hand now. They have a butterscotch, I think it's called, which I have here. They have a sweet blossom one, which I'm really interested in getting my hands on. And then they have a plain one, which is probably the healthiest one. But just throwing that out there, you guys, because Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt, who runs the Klinghardt Institute, which he spreads awesome information about heavy metal poisoning, Lyme disease, and chemtrail aerosol detox. He recommends mixing the stevia with the Cistus incancus, because according to him, I don't take my word for it, but I believe he said that quality whole leaf stevia or other quality stevia products can actually help treat Lyme disease and other issues. So stevia is a really, really interesting constituent, you guys. I would recommend that if you enjoy soda, if you're trying to get away from sweetened beverages, get yourself some stevia. There's other companies out there as well who sell flavored stevias, like Coca-Cola flavored stevia, grape flavored stevia, strawberry stevia. And although I don't necessarily recommend those, I think that they can be beneficial tools that you can use in a transitionary period so that you can kind of mimic the flavors of the sodas that you're currently drinking or the energy drinks without drinking the energy drink of the soda. So in my opinion, it's much more beneficial to choose the lesser of two evils, get something that kind of resembles the taste of what you're used to consuming, the thing that you're hooked on, and then consume that. And then kind of wean yourself off. Some people need baby steps. There's nothing wrong with that. Work at a pace that's comfortable for you. Not everyone can just take the jump program and make a leap from point A to point B overnight. In fact, many people who are unsuccessful with dietary programs or getting healthy. It's because they're constantly trying to jump from point A to point B. Just slow down a little bit. Life can be very stressful. And if you already have a stressful life, if you already have a stressful job, if you've got a handful of different chores on your hands and you're trying to manage all these different dietary programs and these protocols, it can make your life even more stressful. And what happens when you get stressed? Oftentimes it leads to kind of yo-yoing. And what that means is like going back and forth between like health, and then, you do a few days of good, you did like a few days of really healthy eating, and then you yo-yoed back to your normal diet and you stopped at a junk food drive-through and destroyed your results. So oftentimes the slow and steady does indeed win the race. There's no race here. There's no competition. However, you want to get on track as soon as possible, because what you do today dictates your health and your outcomes tomorrow. So you don't want to wait too long. Start today with small steps, and don't underestimate what you can do in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, by making little changes. Work at a pace that's comfortable for you. Don't compare yourself to the results that other people have had. Don't compare yourself to Joe Blow and this person on social media who has a six-pack and all this other bullshit. Work at a pace that's comfortable to you so that you can ensure that you can be the healthiest version of yourself. With health, ladies and gentlemen, just a side rant before we continue, you're not going to get from point A to point B overnight. Embrace that fact, embrace that truth, and work steadily. That is the best solution, in my opinion. So stevia, if you're really serious about getting away from all the junk drinks and all the junk bullshit, excuse my language, stevia can be your best friend. I love stevia as long as it's high quality stevia. It's got a handful of health benefits. It's even sweeter than sugar, believe it or not. And it just takes some getting used to. A lot of you guys who are struggling with, drinking soda and energy drinks, you're sugar addicts. You're addicted to sugar. And the problem with sugar, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why it's difficult for me often to help people get off of sodas, energy drinks, soft drinks, you name it, whatever you want to call them, is that there's a huge dependency on sugar. It's mental, emotional, and physiological, because sugar is like a drug. I discussed this in one of my videos yesterday, that sugar affects very similar regions of the brain that hard drugs do. And once you start getting your body accustomed to a sugar rush and the way that it kind of amps up your brain, it can lead to a very strong dependency. And addictions are one of the biggest things that are holding people back from getting healthy, because it's really difficult sometimes to break addictions. I'm here to tell you that it's nowhere near as difficult as you probably think it is, but if you got to get your mind on track with being okay with shedding your skin, letting negative aspects of yourself die off so that you can become a better version of yourself. If you can learn to trick your mind that's been programmed through addictions, if you can trick that aspect of your mind to become addicted to the process of letting go and shedding, so to speak, then you've pretty much won the race, and now you have a platform that's for success that if you stick by and hold true to, you can become whatever you want to become in life. But you've got to take care of your health. You've got to change your mind, change your patterns, change your habits. It's a beautiful thing. You don't have to look at this like you're a martyr. Like, I've got to let go of my addictions. Oh my God. No, you've been given an opportunity to succeed. In fact, you set it up for yourself. You became addicted so that you could conquer that addiction and learn from it. Find the optimistic route through all of your struggles in life, and that will make getting to point B from point A that much more rewarding when you get there. Because if you get to a destination that you desire to be at in life, ladies and gentlemen, but you struggled all the way and hated it and chose to be pessimistic the whole time, when you finally get to that destination, you're not going to feel fulfilled. That's just kind of the law of cause and effect. You've got to grind through it, regardless of the bullshit that comes up. Regardless of it, do your best to be optimistic. That's your fuel in life, ladies and gentlemen, because no one said life is going to be easy. Life, to a large extent, is unfair, and, we've just got to push through and get to where we want to be in life. So I drink tea all day. I drink hibiscus. I drink mineral water. Occasionally, I'll drink some carbonated water, ladies and gentlemen, but I rarely do that now. It's maybe a few times a year. But tea is filled full of polyphenols, filled full of antioxidants, filled full of particular anti-aging compounds, ladies and gentlemen. Oftentimes, teas contain certain compounds in them that can modulate and help us, stimulate the detoxification processes. Teas are oftentimes very good for our skin, our blood, and gram for gram, tea is filled full of beneficial minerals, compounds, again, anti-aging constituents, you name it. But cistus incancus right now, this is like my go-to drink. I'm drinking this pretty much every day, simply because of how amazing it tastes with this stevia. It tastes really good without the stevia, but with the stevia, you guys, this is like some sweet fruit water. That's what it tastes like. It has kind of a earthy, medicinal smell. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it, and it's got a little bit of a floral hint. And it's just amazing. This makes not drinking soda so easy. So what you'll find, ladies and gentlemen, is that once you get out of your mind that's addicted to negative products, thoughts, you name it, and you transition your mind to something else, you'll find that the healthier version is much more satisfying. It makes you feel much better. You get more out of it. So again, to get rid of soda, to get off of soda, you've got to question your mind and question why you are so attached to soda and all these negative drinks. Chances are your body has developed a dependency to the sugar and all of the toxic compounds in the soda that were put there by the company to keep you coming back for more. You've got to break through your addictions, and that's going to take not some, miracle of God. It's going to take you choosing to either quit or keep doing what you're doing. Are you happy where you are currently, or do you want to change? Do you want to modulate and augment and upgrade your life so that you could be a happier, healthier, leaner, more just, rugged individual? Do you want to have more strength in life? Do you want to feel better? Because I'll tell you what, if you're drinking excessive amounts of pop, as they call it, if you're drinking excessive amounts of this soda, which is so acidic, you're going to be destroying your health. You're probably not going to feel good. You're probably going to be overweight because excessive soda drinking leads to obesity. Ladies and gentlemen, soda is so full of sugar. It rots your teeth. It's filled full of caffeine. It's not good. Why do you want to continue going down this path? Most of you don't actually want to continue this habit. You're just addicted to it. So breaking your addiction, it takes a decision on your I can't speak today. I'm going to wrap this one up. In order to break an addiction, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand why you want to break an addiction. And chances are it's because you don't like what you're doing. You don't like the way it makes you feel. You don't like the way it makes you look. That should be enough for you to turn around, take a deep breath, and walk the opposite direction. Start drinking more water. Start putting the electrolytes in your system. Start drinking the right teas. And over time, within a period of about 2 to 4 weeks, if you continue to grind through this, you're going to look back and go, wow, this stuff tastes just as good. In fact, it tastes better. It uplifts my tissues. It uplifts my cells. It makes me feel more grounded. Why did I ever want to drink soda? I hope that helps. Peace be with you all.